Well, hi, I'm David, and I'd like to talk about the Adventures of Superman radio show. It started in 1940 and ran through 1951, for most of that time as a 15-minute serial broadcast 5 days a week. For 10 years of the 11-year run, Superman was played by an actor named Clayton Bud Collyer. Now, these days, most people will say that Christopher Reeve's performance is the iconic Superman. I gotta say, all props to Christopher Reeve. I think Bud Collyer really hasn't gotten his due. Part of that is because the radio shows really haven't been widely heard for a long time. But, we got the internet now. You can download a lot of old-time radio for free or for very cheap. And if you're a Superman fan, I'm telling you, you got to do it because Bud Collyer frickin' rules. So why is Bud Collyer so cool? Well, one reason he got the job was that he had a very useful skill set as a radio actor. He could do this.
This is a job for Superman.
Pretty cool, right? He plays Clark as a tenor, Superman as a baritone. And that line, and a lot of the other things we think of when we think about Superman, Up, Up, and Away, Perry White, Jimmy Olsen, Faster Than a Speeding Bullet, all of that stuff come from the radio show. Kryptonite was actually invented for the radio show because Bud Collyer needed to take a few days off, all right? So I'm going to be telling you some more stuff about this series over time. But today, we're going to be listening to a little section from the episodes that aired December 6th and 7th, 1945. Now, this is a kid's show, so you expect the acting to be kind of broad. You don't expect to be surprised by a performance. But some of the writing and acting in the series is frankly pretty amazing, and this scene in particular is a great performance by Bud Collyer. Here's the setup. This scene is part of a huge storyline that ran from October to December, in which the world's most dangerous woman, the Scarlet Widow, got a hold of the one small meteor that consisted of the entire world's known supply of kryptonite. She planned to sell it to Superman's greatest enemies, guys like the Laugher, Der Teufel, nobody you've ever heard of. The kryptonite was cut into 4 pieces, one of which was stolen by an evil genius who sought to reverse Germany's defeat in World War II by dissolving the kryptonite and injecting it into the bloodstream of a Nazi soldier, creating the Atom Man, whose blood pulses with the power of kryptonite and who can destroy mountains with great green arcs of energy from his hands. And yeah, that whole storyline is exactly as awesome as it sounds. I'll have to put some of it up for you because it really kicks ass. But this is after that. The Atom Man is dead. 2 of the 4 pieces of kryptonite in existence were consumed by him to attain and replenish his power. But the other 2 are missing. They're still out there. And to find them, Superman is on the trail of a secret society whose sign is the Crescent and the Star. But he's learned his lesson from the Atom Man. It's too risky to chase after kryptonite himself. He needs help.
Clark Kent left the Daily Planet and drove across town to a fashionable residential district. Parking in front of a handsome brick house.
Yes, hello, Batman.
Yeah, that's right. It's a Superman-Batman team-up from 1945. What makes this really cool is that they didn't team up in a comic book until 1952. And yeah, on the Superman radio show, Batman lives in Metropolis, in a fashionable brick house in a residential neighborhood. Just go with it.
Now, look, Wayne.
Why did you call me Batman?
Why, I don't know. I guess I've got Batman on my mind. I need his help desperately, and I came here to ask you to help me contact him.
What makes you think I can contact him?
I understood from Superman that you can get hold of Batman.
I don't believe you.
What? Well, now, look here. I don't lie.
If you expect me to believe that Superman told you to contact Batman through me, you're wasting your time. I'll show you to the door.
No, wait. This is urgent, terribly urgent. I must see Batman.
I once heard that someone who needed him badly put an ad in the newspapers. And he happened to see it. Why don't you try that?
It's too late to make the evening editions, and I can't wait until tomorrow. This is a matter of life and death for me, for Superman.
For Superman? Are you kidding?
No, I'm not. Now, how can I get you to believe me?
Tell me the truth, Kent. Or I'm sorry, I'll have to ask you to leave.
Oh, what'll I do? You're the only person who can help me, the only one.
I'm waiting, Kent.
I know, but I don't know what to do. I don't know. I need your help. I've got to have it, but I don't know what to tell you or how.
Torn with indecision, Clark Kent hesitates, unable to make up his mind whether or not to reveal his most cherished secret. The secret he has guarded with his very life, that he is Superman.
So this is the really interesting part. This scene deals with the revelation of a secret identity. And it's fashionable these days to say that the concept of a secret identity is emblematic of closeted homosexuality. As a straight guy who spent most of my childhood strongly identifying with superheroes, I've always disagreed with that. The secret identity, in addition to a manifestation of the childhood importance of secrets and keeping and sharing them, is a power fantasy. For somebody who identifies with the put-upon, overlooked civilian identity, the superhero offers an imaginary escape to a different social situation, a chance at meaning and at admiration. It makes being downtrodden bearable because it's an if they only knew with a hint of if I wanted to, I could. The conceit of Marvel Comics, of course, is that even if you did have superpowers, it wouldn't make a damn bit of difference. I can see how people who are gay would see themselves in the secret identity. Apparently, a lot of gay men really identified with the Linda Carter Wonder Woman series, where the heroine goes from drab and repressed to fabulous with a twirl. But I've always thought of the gay interpretation as a secret identity as a secondary function. It's not invalid, particularly if that's what you identify with, but for me it's always been very far from the primary function. Which is why Bud Collyer's performance of this scene is so interesting. The writing and the performance emphasize the character's nervousness and emotional vulnerability, and it plays like a coming out scene. So if you like Superman, Batman / dig in.
As we continue now in his library, Bruce Wayne, alias Batman, and Clark Kent, alias Superman, face one another. Listen.
You might just as well come clean, Kent. What makes you think I can contact Batman?
I told you.
You said Superman said I could.
Yes?
And I said I didn't believe you. Now, tell me the truth, or I'm sorry, I'll have to ask you to leave.
Well, it's just... All right, Wayne. All right, I'll tell you. I'm going to reveal a secret which no one else in the world knows, but which many would pay millions to know.
Well, this sounds very interesting.
It is. I've guarded this secret with my very life. But now, not only my own life is at stake, but all civilization. I need Batman's help desperately. So I'm going to take you into my confidence and trust you never to betray me.
You're giving the secret quite a build-up. What is it?
It's this. You see, Wayne, I...
Yes?
I am Superman.
What?
Yes. Yes, I, Clark Kent, am Superman.
Well, what do you know? Superman, unmasked at last, huh? You didn't get hit on the head by a brick or something on the way here, did you?
Oh, apparently you don't believe me.
Let's just say I'm skeptical.
Well, then I'll prove it to you. Here, I wear my costume under my street clothes. There we are. Now, off with my glasses, like this.
Say, you do look like Superman.
Naturally, because I am.
Well, now you sound like him, too.
Naturally again. Well, are you satisfied, Wayne?
No, of course not. A good actor can impersonate almost anyone, and costumes are easy to get.
Oh, I see. Well, then I'll prove it by...
No, hold on. Let me give you some tests.
All right. So he confesses his secret and takes his clothes off. But, that's just us reading into it. It's not like they put anything in there that's actually...
Now, look, Superman has X-ray vision, right?
Right. I can see through anything but lead.
Okay. Tell me what I have in my right trouser's pocket.
Well, do I pass, teacher?
You certainly do. I hope you'll forgive all this waste of time,
Don't apologize. I don't blame you at all. Batman.
What? Then you did know who I was all the time.
Of course. Can't you guess how?
Why, sure. Your X-ray vision saw through my mask and hood that last time we worked together.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And what's...
Well, dust me off and polish my shoes. Superman.
Hello, Robin. Dick.
Oh, you know who he is, too.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean he knows who I am, too?
Superman is onto us, Dick.
What? You mean he knows you...
He knows I'm Batman.
Christopher Columbus.
Oh, but that's fair enough. He's told me his other identity.
What? No kidding. Who is he?
I'm afraid that'll have to remain a secret for the time being, Robin.
All right, so what have we learned today? Well, 2 things. 1, Wortham was right. 2, even on the radio in 1945, Batman is a dick. Actually, no, we've learned 3 things. Number 3 is Bud Collyer rules. Collier played Superman on the radio for 10 years. Afterward, he went on to fame and success as a game show host. He died of natural causes in 1969, so the worst part is, I can't even write him a fan letter. I like to listen to old-time radio in my car, and I listened to pretty much the whole Adam Man storyline on a long drive I did recently. It made me feel like a kid again, and I started to appreciate Superman in a whole new way. Superman's been around a long time now, but the radio show began back when he was new, and back then anything was possible. All right, I babbled enough at you. Till next time, Stay faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, and always leap your tall buildings in a single bound.